Hey Fosters, Sarah here, and I have Amber joining me today. We are going to talk to you about what our emergency protocols look like, and it's especially important, I think, to talk about this before you ever get into a situation where you have an emergency so that you know what to do. But we're also going to let you know that these things are available in the foster portal. This video is going to be accessible at all times so that if you do find yourself in a situation where you have an emergency, you can reference what you're supposed to be doing. So, important step number one.
I think step number one is just remembering that we understand you are not veterinary professionals, and this can be really scary. I mean, even to the point that my husband, one day I came home and our dog was walking funny and he was about to freak out and be like, "We've got to go." And I said, hold on, let's talk.
My husband does that too.
Yeah. Yeah. So just understanding that we are not going to criticize you. We are not going to think that you're stupid for the questions that you ask or thinking that it's an emergency. Like, it is okay. We'd rather you call and ask than not do anything at all, because those are the situations that become even worse. We'd rather take care of it right away.
And so determining, number one, is it an emergency? What are some things to look for it to be quite urgent?
Absolutely. So I think one of the biggest things is anything respiratory. If your dog seems to be in respiratory distress, we definitely need to check on that dog. That doesn't mean like just coughing or sneezing. That is like literally they seem like they're having trouble breathing. Another thing is if they are continuously having vomiting and diarrhea and they're unable to eat at all, or they seem super lethargic, so very, very tired. In those situations, we at least want to talk about it. There's cases where puppies can become hypoglycemic, and I've talked some fosters through what to do to check for that and what we can do to kind of help with the symptoms at home enough to get them through the next day so that our clinic is open. But we still want to talk about that in those cases. If we are actively bleeding and we can't stop the bleeding, or if we have a huge open wound, we definitely want to take care of that immediately as well.
Another thing to note is that if you are potentially concerned about something, not sure if it's urgent, and it's during business clinic hours, please let us know then. Because they can help you determine, is this something that we can monitor overnight, or do we need to send you into a clinic that's open overnight, which ours is not. If we can help you through that, we could potentially save quite a lot of money on emergency bills.
Absolutely.
If we are proactive about that stuff.
And also too, I think not that emergency clinics are bad in any way, but sometimes they're going to look at doing everything possible diagnostic wise, and sometimes the dogs don't need as much care as they're wanting to do. And so not that we're not taking care of the dogs correctly, but we want to make sure that we are giving them exactly what they need.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So if you are worried that there is an emergency situation going on, it's really important that you call our Coco's Heart Clinic number and send an email. The email needs to go to the vet help email, your mentor,
and Johanna.
Yep. Throw foster coordinators on there. We don't care.
Yep. If you can add me to it as well. I do monitor the vet help email all the time. I'm always checking. I'm like, oh, ding, ding, email. Let me just make sure it's not an emergency. But if you want to add Amber at Coco's Heart, that's usually a good thing too.
Yeah, you're never going to offend anyone by just putting us on the email. And if we don't need to respond, we won't. But then we at least know what's going on.
Yeah.
After that step, okay, we've called the clinic. We've sent the email. What's next?
Yep. So my 24/7 line for emergencies is on the clinic voicemail. So if you're not able to reach anybody at the clinic, you can then call my line. And hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to walk you through, is this an emergency, or maybe you have to stop. Like I said, if we have a puppy that's hypoglycemic, a lot of times we can kind of help them out just by making sure that they're hydrated, but then also giving them a little bit of corn syrup or a little bit of honey on their gums, and that'll usually correct the situation enough to get them to the next day. But I'll be able to help support you through that. And I think it's good too, because I can help you know which clinic to go to. We work with a couple different emergency clinics in the cities now. And so being able to let you know, like, hey, you're going to go to this place. And also to let the clinic know that you're coming. Sometimes they get a little bit weird about having fosters telling,
just
saying
because
things.
It's the ownership of the dog,
Yeah.
right? Like the person bringing the dog doesn't own the dog, doesn't make the decisions about the dog.
Exactly, and they're going to want to talk to me anyways, so that way I'm able to give authorization for the care that the dog needs, and you don't even have to think about that. Literally all you have to do is bring the dog to that location. and just wait there in case, they can go home immediately, or we might let you go, knowing that they're going to be staying for a while.
And then Amber continues to be your point of contact through the vet team, through whatever the situation entails. If the dog needs to stay there, if the dog needs to be transferred here to the Coco's clinic, or whatever it looks like, she's kind of your first person, and she'll sort of direct you where you need to go.
Yeah, and I think when you email, just make sure that you add your phone number. We can look it up online, but it's really
way
easy.
Faster.
Yep, it's way faster, especially if I don't have a computer. We don't have a mark on phones, which is really annoying sometimes. But then that way I'm able to, if I see an email come through and I know it's after hours and you're going to be calling me, I can call you first, or I can help you if you're driving, things like that. So,
yeah. We have a sheet here, which I'll just show you real quick, but this is kind of our updated emergency protocol sheet. It looks like this, and we're going to make sure that this is accessible in as many places as possible for you. Is there anything else you want to talk about our protocol, or just about to fosters about this emergency process?
No, I think the biggest thing is, again, just understand that we get anxious when our dogs have emergencies, and we know that with it not being your personal pet, it can be even a little bit more anxiety ridden, not knowing if you're doing the right thing. But best thing is just reach out and let us know that you have a concern. And again, don't wait until it's 11 p.m., 12 p.m. at night. Again, just email as soon as possible and say, hey, I've got this, and we'll be able to let you know if it's something that we can wait on or something that we have to take care of immediately.
Exactly. And as always, you can email us with questions. You can let us know if there's anything we can do to help you. And thanks for fostering.
Thanks.